Good morning. Good morning. Yes. Good morning. So good to see you all. We're going to get started with our first song, just like we do every week.
What is our first song?
Well, you know it's We Come Together by Eddie Watkins Jr. Eddie Watkins. Shout out to Eddie. Thank you, Eddie. We love you so much.
All right, so welcome to Center for Spiritual Silicon Valley Center for Spiritual Living. Whew, it's a morning here. But I am so grateful to be here and be your host this morning. I'm Audrey White, and Vice President of the board, and also a practitioner, student in training that we will be starting up really soon for year 2. So very excited about that. And so grateful to be here. For those of you in the room, please keep the aisles clear so that we can just all be safe and healthy and happy. And I'm going to turn it over to Sonia and the choir for our first song. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Audrey. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Person next to you, I recognize a God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
Look at the person next to you. I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
Every walk of life.
Every walk of life.
Every creed and color.
Every creed and color.
Shall reunite.
Oh,
In honor of the God in each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, Namaste, I bow to you.
Namaste, I bow to you.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love. Woo. Yeah, yeah, in the name of love. We love you, Rev.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I thought that there was a different thing happening. I thought that welcome already happened, so it was time for announcements. Mark, you can go ahead and make your way up to the front. Welcome to Silicon Valley Center for Spiritual Living. I am Reverend Rasheryl McCreary, your senior leader. So excited. I am so glad to be here this month. We are talking about the art of rest and the art of rest
Yes.
and the art of rest.
Yes.
Which I have been practicing this week. I'm like, whoa, what does this mean when I actually stop? What does it mean when I actually don't answer texts or emails? What happens? And everything the world is still here. What? It's incredible. Everybody showed up on Sunday. It's sort of incredible. So wonderful to be here and to have, oh my gosh, just to gather on Sundays. I love Sunday gatherings. Do you like Sunday gatherings?
Love.
Yeah, I really love Sunday gatherings. So I'm glad to be here. Audrey White is going to do our call to service. I'll do our invocation. And then Mark will do our announcements. So let's just take a breath together as we just listen to this bowl and the chimes. It'll ring 3 times, and with each vibration of the bowl, the reverberation, let this just nurture your soul, bring us really present into this moment, and know that that vibration emanates throughout the space, throughout the county, throughout our community, throughout the world. Just raising our vibration and love and peace throughout the world.
And so just allowing that sound to continue resonating within the very core of our being. I am so grateful this morning to acknowledge that at the core of being is the one. Recognizing truly that there is only one power, there is only one presence, there is only one life, one intelligence. And it is everywhere powerful, everywhere present, everywhere alive, no matter the appearance, no matter the situation or circumstance. And so how good it is to know then that each of us made out of it, that each of us have this divine spark, this divine sound that is resonant in our very own being. And so this morning we just allow that sound to come forth, knowing that the sound of the one moves through the musicians and the music and the lyrics and the voices, that the sound of the one moves through each person in this space, lifting up their voices in a joyful noise, clapping hands, wiping tears, knowing that the presence of the one, the voice of the one, the sound of the one operates through our technology, the production team, and through the cameras and the microphones and all of the things, operating through each one who volunteered to make this service an incredible Sunday gathering. And I know indeed that the one sound, the one voice, moves through me this morning as the message, as the very words that are needed, that are necessary. And what I know is that this container called Silicon Valley Center for Spiritual Living is blessed, that each one here is blessed, that each one watching now or later is blessed, and knowing that indeed our world is blessed by our consciousness here, no matter the appearance. Right now, I know there are people who are healed, lifted, guided, protected, directed by the consciousness of love that is established right here. And we may never know them, see them, or know about it, but I know it is so, for God is mighty everywhere. And for this, I am so grateful. And so I just release this word now, letting it go and letting it be. We say together, and so it is. And so it is, amen.
Good morning. I'm Mark Herwick on the board with announcements. Well, folks, brunch is benched for now. We'd hope to kick off a monthly community brunch, but the hotel isn't able to meet our needs at this time, so we're taking a moment to regroup and explore better options. Stay tuned. We're committed to creating meaningful ways to connect as a community, and we'll keep you updated as new plans unfold. Town Hall. We're holding a town hall meeting next Sunday, August 17th, after service. We'll share important updates about where we are as a center, what's happening behind the scenes, and what's coming up next. We encourage all community members to attend and stay informed as we continue moving together. Prac Track meeting. Are you feeling called to deepen your spiritual journey to become a Science of Mind practitioner? Mark your calendar and join Reverend Rasheryl for a Prac Track Zoom meeting on Monday, August 18th from 6:30 to 7:30. You'll find the Zoom link in your weekly email and on our website. Forgiveness, the Final Frontier Masterclass. Are you ready to set yourself free? Join Reverend Sherry McCreary for Forgiveness, the Final Frontier, a sacred 4-week journey starting Monday, September 15 from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. PT. This powerful class isn't about condoning what's happened, it's about reclaiming your power and unlocking what's been holding you back. Whether you're facing challenges in your health, relationships, finances, or past wounds, forgiveness is the key to spiritual freedom. If you're ready to release, heal, and move forward, this course is for you. Registration is $149 and now open. Visit our website to sign up. And be sure to check your email and our website for our fall schedule of classes. We also have some weekday morning practices. Walk with a Rev happens Wednesdays at the Campbell track. Meet Reverend Rasheryl between 7:15 and 7:25 for a healthy start to your day. Merrily?
Mark, is that every weekday?
It's every weekday.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Monday through Friday, every weekday. And also Monday through Friday, join Reverend Rasheryl on Zoom for morning meditation from 9 to 9:30 for a soulful start to your day. The link can be found in your email or on your website. Reverend Dr. Sherry is offering personal prayer after service. If you'd like to receive prayer, please add your name to the prayer sign-up sheet at the back of the room. You'll be called in the order you sign up. And for private prayer requests, you can also write them down and submit them confidentially in the prayer box back there. For questions, email us. Our email address is support@siliconvalleycsl.com, all one word. And then I'd also like to recognize the production team and the band. The production is Scott McCulley and Hector Torres. And that applause is well-deserved. The Powerhouse Band, Sonia Trejo, Rodrigo Avila, and Misha Jufrey. Praise team, Jenna Brown. She's a team all on her own. And our vocalist this morning is Margo LeDuc. We're thrilled to have her. She's a Grammy Voter, powerhouse vocalist, and beloved friend of Silicon Valley CSL. Margo's performed with artists like Sharon Cuneta and Baby Bash and opened for Jay Leno. You can find her album, Walking for Love, on Apple and Amazon Music. Please join me in giving a big SVCSL family welcome to Margo LeDuc.
Health, wholeness, and happiness. Health, wholeness, and happiness. Raise the good and raise the world with health, wholeness, and happiness. Health, wholeness, and happiness. Health, wholeness, and happiness. Raise the good and raise the world
beautiful, so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Sonia Trejo is our music director. Yes, our music director. And Margo LeDuc, our musical guest. Just incredible. And the music is Ricky Byers, Health, Wholeness, and Happiness. And if you were here right before service, you all did a fantastic, the choir did a fantastic morning chant that was also by Ricky Byers. And the praise team did a fantastic version of that. So thank you so much. Oh my goodness, so I've been resting. How about, and I feel a little sluggish, I have to tell you. I feel like I want to take a nap right now, right there. But I can't do that, so I'm going to talk instead. Or maybe I could be like, let's just meditate for the next 45 minutes. Oh my goodness, so did you all rest this week? Because you had some assignments. I'm hearing a little... Okay. Okay, let me try this again. Did you all rest this week because you had some assignments from last week? Okay, good. Okay, that feels a little bit more affirmative and aligned, okay? Before it was like, all this stuff, right? So this month is all about the art of rest, and really trusting that it's okay to rest. We live in a culture that glorifies constant production, constant output, constant grinding. We live in this hustle and grind culture, and people are rewarded for doing that. And so it is a radical act, a rebellious act, to just decide to rest and to move it to the level of an art form, which means you're actually practicing it. There's actually things that you're doing on a regular basis to rest, to restore. And I said last week, and I'll say it again, this talk this month is for me because it's hard for me to unplug and unwind because I love what I do and I'm just wired to do. And resting is really all about being, right? Trusting and having faith and being okay to be still. So last week we talked about divine downtime, which I encourage you to find places to take divine downtime throughout the week. And today we're talking about the restful mind, the restful mind. Now we all know what the restless mind is, right? The restless mind. Does anyone suffer from having a restless mind? Yes. So how does the production team is back there involved as well? So what does a restless mind show up as? Just yell it out to me. What does it show up?
Racing thoughts.
Racing thoughts.
Yeah,
anxious.
Having no idea what's happening.
Having no idea what's happening. Worry, yes. Distraction, yes. Yeah. And we're in an environment that really encourages that, right? We're in an environment that encourages that. We're in a microwave society where things happen fast. We want them to happen fast. We want them to happen faster, right? I yearn for the day. I'm old enough to remember when you could actually look at a computer screen or a TV screen and nothing else popped up on it. Does anybody here remember that? You know, I yearn for the day of can I just read this thing online without 9,000 ads and other things getting my attention? Can I just watch this show without other things coming across the screen can I just be present with this one thing, right? And I find myself yearning for that as I'm struggling to see something on my phone or, and then the ads pop up and the opt-ins pop up and it's like, can't we just do one thing? Is it possible? But we live in a world where there are constant distractions, where there is this microwave consciousness of immediacy, right? Get things done fast. And there's an onslaught of stimuli, whether it's news, whether it's ads, whether it's, whatever it is, right? There's an onslaught of that happening online. That doesn't even count your life, right? Whatever's going on with your life, with your children, with your job, with your significant other, right? With your neighbors, with your community, with our country, with the world, right? There's a lot going on that is vying for our attentions, and it's easy to have this restless mind, this mind that feels like, again, I talked about this last week, many times we are letting the tail wag the dog, right? We're letting the restless mind wag our lives versus us being in the driver's seat and having some mastery over our minds, right? And having some discipline or ability to shift into I don't want to say control of your mind, but just having better mastery over your attention and where it's going. Are y'all following what I'm saying? So the restless mind is something that we are, that we struggle with. And the restful mind is, in contrast, a mind that is filled with stillness, with rest. A mind that is filled and anchored in the divine. If it was, if you think of your mind as a boat, the restful mind is anchored in something greater, right? It's anchored in something that's keeping it moored. It still can move around, but it's not this, it's not taken away by the currents of our thinking. Thich Nhat Hanh says, resting is a very important practice. We have to learn the art of resting. The problem is that not many of us know how to allow our body and mind to rest. We are always struggling. Struggling has become a kind of habit. It is very important to realize that we have the habit energy, and I love that he calls it the habit energy of struggling. We have the habit energy of struggling. We have to be able to recognize a habit when it manifests itself, because if we know how to recognize our habit, it will lose its energy and it will not be able to push us anymore, right? And so this habit of struggling, and it may not feel like struggle, but whenever someone says the struggle is real, this is like a pop saying, it's like, yeah, it is, right? By your own word, you have made it so, right? By your own word, you have cemented that thought, right? So yes, the struggle does become real, right? But when you think about, even if it doesn't feel like struggle, what you're describing is the restless mind, that the attention, the distractions, right? The inability to focus, the things that seem to be coming at us, the impulsiveness, all of these things that signify or reflect a restless mind, it's just like this energy, right? This energy that's just like running and running and running and running. Right, and it may not feel like struggle, but it's in that same family, right? Of this energy that we're trying to, grapple with. It may be worry, it may be anxiety, all of those things. And so I love what Thich Nhat Hanh says is that we have to first recognize it, and I love this word, habit energy, right? A habit energy, right? This habit energy of struggle, this habit energy of restlessness, this habit energy of lack of mental discipline. But we have to look at that in order to dispel it, right? And one of the things I think, certainly with the constant striving or the constant struggling, and I see this in myself, like it lights up my brain to grind, right? Like it lights up my brain to be in that mode. And I've really been looking at this for myself this month. And part of it is I was a theater artist. I'm a theater kid, right? And I used to produce theater. I love producing. Like the summit that we just had, even though it was so much work, it was insane. I loved it, right? Because I'm used to producing and creating things, and that can be addictive, right? Constantly doing that. Anything overused is toxic, right? Anything overused is kryptonite. Right? It's no longer a superpower. Now it is a liability. Yes? And so for myself, I have to really watch that, because I will land in burnout, which I'm getting a little close to, right? Because of this grinding. Are y'all following what I'm saying here? Yeah, and so there's a reward that we get from, I don't know if it's a dopamine hit, but there's something we get from that struggle, right? Which is why we resist the things that will help get rid of the struggle, right? So let's talk about a few myths. I liked that format last week, so let's talk about that. So there's a lot of myths that we have and stories that we tell about why we cannot have a restful mind, right? Why we have to let our restless mind drive everything, right? So one of the myths I hear with my clients is, well, I can't quiet my mind because I can't sit still. I can't meditate because I can't sit still, right? I don't know how to. I can't stop my thoughts. I don't know how to rest. I can't do it, right? Does it sound familiar? Yeah. What'd you say? Okay. So some people are vocally denying that they know anything about what I'm talking about, like that. So the thing about rest, though, is that it is a skill. It is a skill just like any other. The art of rest, just like being an artist, playing an instrument, being an actor, it takes practice. There are skills that you can actually build to be more restful, to be able to get in the driver's seat around your own mind, right? And so recognizing that, as Thich Nhat Hanh says, recognizing that habit energy of struggle is the first step, right? It's the very first step. Ernest Holmes says, stop trying, stop struggling, begin to be calm, to trust in the higher laws of life, even though you do not see them, they are still there. We must trust and be still in our own minds before we can receive the small voice. So here's what I want to offer to you around this, I don't know how. You do. We do. We all know how. We're wired to be able to be still and be calm. We're wired for that. The first thing that we're wired to do is breathe, right? And the breath is one of the first movements that begins to get you into a place of stillness, right? The breath that is the giver of life, the breath that is a continuation of the breath of life, the breath that breathes us, right? It knows, you know, the body knows exactly what it needs. You know when you're running around crazy, when you're restless and everything's going haywire and all this stuff is going on and you're in the struggle and in the grind, you know that when you stop and go, what happens? You settle down, right? You settle down. You begin to enter into the gates of the art of rest, right? So the first thing is, in this myth, I can't quiet my mind, I can't do this. Yes, you can. If you can breathe, you can quiet your mind. Right? And if you keep practicing it, you can quiet your mind because it's a skill. It's not like a one and done. Seasoned meditators don't want to meditate, right? Right? People who do this they've done thousands and thousands of hours of meditation still don't want to do it. Right? There's days where I don't want to meditate. I don't want to be quiet. I don't want to sit down. I don't want to do it. Right? The inner child is strong and like, no, don't want to do it. You know? And when I was in training to become a practitioner, I remember asking Reverend Michael once in class, well, what if I don't want to meditate? And, you know, I don't feel like meditating all the time and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, so what? So what? Like, what does this even mean? Right? And so I offer you that, so what? Right? Just sit down and find a way to be quiet. So here's the thing about the breath. When you breathe, it begins to unlock and calm your nervous system, right? It begins to regulate your nervous system, lower your blood pressure. This is all scientifically proven. Neuroscience and other science is measuring now what happens when we breathe certain ways. The yogis of thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago have always known this, but science is now catching up and actually proving it for those who need that kind of proof, right? And so one of the things and the most immediate thing you can do to still a restless mind is just to breathe, to become aware of the breath, to anchor in the breath, to let that breath drop deep into the body, and to do that repeatedly. And there will come a time where you want to stop and you want to get up and your mind wants to do something, and the skill building is in not letting that happen. Just breathing through it, breathing through that urge to move, breathing through that distraction. Right? Breathing through it and staying focused in the breath. Yes? The Navy SEALs have a saying that I used to say before I even knew this. They say in their training that if you can't control your physiology, you can't control anything. Right? And I used to say this to my clients. I did not know the Navy SEALs said that. But here's what they mean. If you can't control your breath, which is one of the fundamental trainings, they're trained typically in what's called box breathing, which is like four count inhale, hold your breath for 4 counts, 4 count exhale, hold your breath for 4 counts, right? We'll do it in a second. But that's one of the types of breathing that they work with. And the idea is that when you do that long enough, you build the skill, you train your body, you train your physiology to be in any kind of chaos and stressful situation and still have mastery over yourself, right? You're not in a highly reactionary state. But if you cannot control your breathing, right? If you can't control that, you cannot be in a responsive state. You are going to be reactive, right? So the first thing about restlessness and this restless mind is it's as close as the breath. So yes, you have the answer and you know how to do it. So let's just practice a box breathing. So here's how it goes. I'm going to invite you to just for first now, just if there's any tension, to let it go. If you feel yourself holding, just take a cleansing breath and let it go, right? And so I invite you now to, here's what we're going to do. I'll say it, then we'll do it. We're going to go 4 counts, inhale through the nose. Hold your breath for 4 counts. 4 counts, exhale through the mouth. And then hold your breath for 4 counts. And then I'll walk us through it. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. So inhale through the nose, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, mouth. 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold it. 2, 3. Exhale. And hold it. And we're going to do one more round. And inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4, and hold it. 2. And exhale through the mouth and hold it. And breathe normally. And let that breath drop all the way down into the hips. Do you notice anything? Nervous system calm. I love that gesture. It just feels good. You feel the blood running in your veins. Yeah, you feel very aware of the body. Yeah. Anything else you notice? More presence. More presence. Focus. Centered, peaceful, relaxed. Yeah, yeah. So this is the beginning of the restful mind, and it's as close as the breath. So now the myth that I can't quiet my mind because I don't know how is just evaporated by the breath, right? Poof, it's gone. Poof, it's gone. Another myth that we have about this restful mind, restless mind, is that if I'm not thinking about it, I will lose control, right? If I'm not thinking about it, I will lose the thread or I won't be able to solve the problem. If I am not thinking about it, right? If I'm not thinking about it, I will lose it. And there's so much hubris in that statement because what we're presuming is that we have more intelligence than that which created us, right? Yes, we're assuming that we have more intelligence. We have more intelligence, more know-how, more capacity than God, source, spirit, whatever name you want to give it, that intelligence that created all things. We're assuming that we have more intelligence than that which created the cosmos. That's what we're basically saying. Like because if I don't figure it out, if I don't think about it, I cannot let my mind rest because I have got to figure out some problems, right? I've got to figure out my problems, right? And then my special one that I really love is I got to figure out the world's problems. And it's like, not like that. You're never going to get it like that, right? We will not figure out the world's problems like that. Because there is something larger than us that created us and that created everything in this world. Therefore, it knows exactly how to solve the problems that we have and the problems of the world. And the challenge is, the conundrum is that we have to be quiet enough long enough. We have to be still enough long enough. We have to stop wanting to do long enough to be connected with it so it can actually give us the answers that we're seeking. And that's where our brains get in the way. We want to jump in and we want to, I got to think about this. I got to create a strategy about this. I have to create a plan about this, right? I have got to use my brain to figure this out. And I am not discounting using the brain. I am not discounting having a plan and having strategy. I'm just saying that we're in a world that relies so much on that and so little on what is the divine idea, because there's something that created all of us and put us here. Right? And so do we know what that wants? Do we know what God wants? Do we know what the divine idea is? This is why visioning is so important. Visioning as practiced by Michael Beckwith, which is his life visioning process, which is a process of opening yourself to, in a meditative state, opening yourself to the divine idea of a thing, whether it is your relationship, whether it is a center, a spiritual center, whether it is a business, whether it is whatever it is that you want to do, where you are sitting and being quiet and being still and having that restful mind that is just open and saying, God, what is your idea of this center? What is your idea of this place? What is your idea about XYZ? Right? What is your idea of my life? What is your vision? Why am I here? What is your vision for my marriage? Right? These are the kinds of questions that we ask, that we, when we're in that restful mind, that the divine will impart to us if we will just listen. But when we're filled up with our own thoughts about, I got to solve this, I got to do this, I got to drive this, I have to, then Spirit is like, oh, okay, well, go right ahead. Let's see how that works. Right? I'm being facetious. Spirit really does not even care. It's just like, okay, we have free will. Right? It loves us, and we have free will, right? We have free will. We can choose. And so if we want to take the long, painful, scenic route, okay. Right? The law says okay. You want to take the short, pleasurable route? Law says okay. You want to do long and painful, and then try and do short, and then long and painful? Spirit says okay. Right? However you want to do it, that's the way it'll be. Yes? And so my invitation to you is to recognize that we truly are not in control, really, of anything. I don't know if, I feel like we've gotten that message lots of ways, right? We are not in control of anything. We're not in control of nature, right? As much as we try to harness it and understand it and all these things, we're not in control of nature, right? We're not in control of other human beings, right? We are not in control of other human beings. We're barely and not even really in control of ourselves. Yes? And so what happens when we realize and deal with the fear and come up against the terror of the fact that we can't control anything, what happens? If you're not spiritually centered, then you want to control other people, right? Then you want to control other people, right? I got to control everybody else, because what I'm afraid of is that I really do not have control. There's something greater than me that I don't want to deal with. So the best thing for me to do is project it outwards, and now I'm going to control everybody else, right? And so the invitation is, and the power is, in when you move into the restful mind, when you move into that space where you are aligned with the divine, where you know that there is something so much greater, so much larger, so incredible, that is closer than the breath, that is immediate. When you get aligned with that, then it's easy to just say, you know what, God, thy will be done. Right? Thy will be done. What do you want? What is the highest and best here? What am I supposed to do here? Right? And I have part of my spiritual practice has been like walking that walk, right? Walking that walk of what is the divine idea versus the human idea. And sometimes it ruffles people, well, many times, most times, it ruffles people's feathers, right? Because people have expectations of who you're going to be, what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, how they expect you to behave, what they expect you to do. Right? And it takes courage to understand that, to acknowledge that, and still listen to that divine voice that knows and move in alignment with that divine voice. Right? To move in alignment with that which is within. And you cannot hear it if your mind is restless. You can only hear it if your mind is restful. Right? And you're able to be still, and you're able to be connected, and you're able to sit down, and you're able to be quiet and listen to that divine voice versus the voice. And sometimes it's not even other voices, it's our voices. It's our own fear vocalizing to us, right? What we call intrusive thoughts, right? Intrusive thoughts. So much fun. I like them because they trigger that part of the brain called the amygdala, that thinks you're under attack, right? And it triggers a primal response that says, oh my God, I'm under attack, right? I got to get out of here, I got to flee, right? Or I got to fight somebody, I got to get into conflict, or I got to freeze, right? I'm just completely frozen, right? It triggers that response, yeah? And so those intrusive thoughts I feel like our intrusive thoughts are like a little quizzes, right? Little quizzes that we get to see, oh, let's see how you're going to handle this, right? Oh, let's see how do you respond to this, right? Oh, let's see how tight your practice is, right? Let's see how quickly you can get back to center. Well, let's see how far down the rabbit hole you go, right? Let's see how far out catastrophizing you go with that, right? And so I just love intrusive thoughts because it's like, even though they're unsettling, it's like, oh, okay, how am I responding to this, right? How am I responding to this? Am I able to be in a witness consciousness around it, meaning I'm observing it, I'm aware it's an intrusive thought, and I don't have to act on it, right? I don't have to get my nervous system all ensnared in it because I'm going to breathe, right? I don't have to get my mind all hijacked by it because I'm going to breathe. Right? Or I'm going to meditate, or I'm going to pray, or I'm going to take a class, or I'm going to call somebody from my spiritual community, or, whatever it is, I'm going to come to the Sunday gathering, right? This is how we navigate through this stuff. It's not rocket science, right? And there's so many tools that we have available to us. So let's talk about myth number 3, y'all. And I think this is my favorite, so I'm just going to admit that I may live by this. A busy mind means I'm productive. Let's go a little deeper. A busy mind means I'm productive. So that must mean then that a not busy mind means I'm lazy, right? A busy mind means I'm productive. So that must mean because I'm productive, I am valuable, right? I am good. I am good enough. Maybe I'm even enough if I'm productive, right? But if I have a mind that's not busy, no good. I'm not a good person, right? That's what that really is, right? That's what that really is. A busy mind means I'm productive, so what? What does this mean, right? Now, I am not advocating, unless this is your divine path, right? I'm not advocating you just do nothing. Unless that's just, maybe that's your path. But I am saying if what's driving you is, well, I cannot rest because I have to be productive. Why do you have to be productive? And what is that energy? And what is that really all about? Right? Who told you you're not good enough if you're not overperforming? Right? Who told you you're not good enough if you're not overachieving? Why, and even no matter who told you, why are you still buying that lie? Right? Because it's absolutely not the truth. It's not the truth. So here's the truth. Spiritual laws act on clarity of thought, not just sheer force of production. Have you all seen someone, known someone, or been the one who works hard as heck but can't seem to get ahead? Works hard as heck, still not making enough money to get by, right? Works hard as heck, relationship still's not working out. Works super hard, still something in life is not working the way we want it. Anybody seen that, experienced that? Yes, it's because the manifestation, your life, is produced by your consciousness, not your thoughts and not your grind, right? Your life is produced by what you believe. So here's the thing. Many times that drive to grind and grind and grind, I'm working so hard. Well, the belief behind that is saying, well, you got to work hard to get ahead. And you can't, if I don't work hard, I'm lazy, which is really saying I'm not good enough. And so the law goes, oh, you're not good enough. That's the hot spot right there. You're not good enough. So then the law brings you more, boom. Here's a manifestation that proves you're not good enough. It's going to manifest based on what you're really feeling. Not on what you're saying, not on your behavior, but on how you're really wired, right? That it's a heat-seeking target, right? So you're doing all the right things, you're saying all the right things, everything's going along, but then deep, buried deep in that solar plexus is, I'm not good enough. And the law is like, ding, 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 ding. I'm not good enough. Here you go. Here's evidence. Yeah, here's evidence of that. And then you receive the evidence. Paycheck is not enough, relationship is not working out, whatever it is, I'm just making things up, right? So whatever it is, you receive that, and then you go, oh, I'm not good enough. Why can't I ever get ahead? Why can't this work out? What, you know? And then you get yourself together. Okay, I'm just going to work harder. I'm going to work 4 jobs. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to grind. And I'm going to do this. And I'm going to set some goals. And I'm going to da-da-da-da. And I'm going to da-da-da-da. And then the law is like looking. It's like, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, there you go. Okay, boom. This thing didn't work out. Now it doesn't work out. And you go, oh, I'm not good enough. Life is, are y'all seeing what I'm saying here? Yeah? Are y'all following what I'm saying here? Yeah? So this is the thing. We got to get off of this crazy loop. The crazy, crazy stories we tell ourselves. The crazy stories we tell ourselves about how we have to work so hard to get this done and we have to do this thing. Now, here's the thing I want us to be very clear about. And there is rigor that is required in anything that you want to build, right? There is rigor and there's discipline that's required. There's also great joy. But those of you who have, you know, if you've been to college, you've gotten a graduate degree, you're an artist or creative, anything you've done where you've had to study, and you have to put in the time, right? So I want to be very clear. This is not about, well, I'm just not going to do anything and everything's going to come to me. Now, if you have Jesus level consciousness, that will work. But if you don't, you can't just be like, well, I'm just, you know, I'm not going to do anything and then I'm going to have this great career. No, there may be some things you have to do, right? There may be some things you have to do. You may have to, you know, when I lost my business in 2010, you know, I had the divine idea to start when I lost my home and everything. I had the divine idea to start a business. Right? So yes, I did. In meditation, I still have the journal. I drew the name of the company and the logo that I would later, 3 years later, give to someone to actually create. Like it all came down in a download, right? But let me tell you, I had to work my butt off. Even with that download, I still had to do things that were hard things to do, to build skill and capacity for what I said I wanted my business to be. Right? I had to get clients. I had to take care of those clients. I had to say yes to business that I didn't know I could produce. I knew I could do it, but I didn't know how. And I would say yes to it, as those of you who've been entrepreneurs know, right? A client comes and says, oh, can you do this? Oh, yeah, of course I can. Right? Here's my proposal, here's my thing. And then I'm like, whoa, like, you know, let me create this thing, right? I have some basic skills, but I've actually never done this before. Right? And then you do that, it's successful, then you do the next thing. There's a lot of boundary pushing you have to do. There's a lot of building you have to do. There's a lot of confidence building that has to happen. There's a lot of stepping out of your comfort zone, right? Meeting people, connecting with people, following up with people. There's a lot that had to happen, right? So it wasn't like I just got this divine download and then I ate bonbons until I got my business. That wasn't it, right? Just like when you're an artist, you have to do your vocalises every day or practice every day. You have to look at the music. You have to stretch yourself by going back to school, learning new things, right? And there's a stretching that happens. There's a difficulty that happens. So I want to be very clear here. I'm not talking about this sort of slacker, like I'm just going to coast thing. I'm not talking about that. I am talking about that when you get a divine idea and you're aligned with it and it downloads for you and the path is laid in front of you, there's still some work you have to do to walk down that path, right? There's still work you have to do to walk down that path. But you don't have to overgrind like with this ego-driven, like only I can do it. I got to think of everything. I got to drive everything. You know, you don't have to carry that. Am I making that distinction clear? Yeah. So this is just what I want you to get about this, and I'm also, again, talking to myself on this. And so here's some things, y'all. When you have a restful mind, you are more aligned with the divine. You have that deeper connection. Not only are you relaxing and regulating the nervous system and your physiology, but you're also tapped in to such massive, untappable or unstoppable or infinite intelligence that solutions come from out of nowhere. Things appear in ways that your mind didn't have the capacity to create it. right? I can't talk about some things now, but there's some stuff coming from this summit that I could not, my mind could not have created that because I didn't know, right? There's some things, and this is what I see all the time as I continue to walk this path, is that there are things that Spirit has already if I just do the work, right? So yeah, I had to put in a lot to get this summit done this last few months, a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of dollars, a lot of things, a lot of stretching to do that, right? So it wasn't easy, and I said yes, and then other things began to happen, and it's like I could not have even, like that wasn't even on my bingo card. Like I didn't even know, I didn't know to even want that. I couldn't have strategized that because I don't know enough to have done it. Only Spirit can bring it to me, right? So this is what I want to offer you. So here's my call to you this week. Let's pretend your mind, this is my coaching move for you this week. So let's pretend that your mind is a closet that may have a few too many things in it, okay? Can everybody relate to that? Okay, talking to myself. So let's pretend that closet has a whole bunch of stuff in it, and you really like some of that stuff, and some of that stuff you really love, and some of that stuff you have no idea what it is. You don't even know you don't even know what it is, right? So I want you to imagine your mind is a closet, and you're gonna go Marie Kondo it, okay? So what that means is you're gonna go in, and you're going to hold up some things that you are nowhere in that closet and wonder and think to yourself, does this spark joy? Does this thought spark joy? Does this story spark joy? Does this belief spark joy? This grudge I'm holding, is it sparking joy? This anxiety and worry I'm having, is it sparking joy? Right? Is it bringing me a better life? And so I want you to really look at these things and hold them up. And this is a journaling exercise, right? So whatever it is, dump it all out. Dump everything out on the page, out of your mental closet, and really look at it. And if it's not sparking joy, if it's not making your life better, if it's not moving you towards what you truly desire, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. It is not serving you. So there's more room in your closet and more space for the divine to bring you all of the delights of your heart. That is my charge for you this week, all right? I want reports next week. Let's turn within. Did I sound like a teacher? So as we turn within, y'all, just like take a deep, deep breath here as we settle in. Just knowing and sensing and feeling the divine presence, that one that has no beginning and no ending, that one that knows everything, is everything, all intelligent, all powerful, that one that is the solution to all things. And so we just settle into that one as we breathe and allow the breath to actually breathe us. And so what I know then is that each one of us is blessed. I am knowing that each one of us allows our minds to be filled with pure spirit, filled with joy, filled with love, filled with life, filled with power, filled with grace, filled with love. And that mind that is so full of love, so full of God, so full of life, that mind is operating in each of our lives, making decisions, in each of our lives, transforming, in each of our lives, blessing our loved ones, in each of our lives, this vibration, this fullness is outpicturing his abundance and health and vitality and ease and flow and companionship and community, divine right relationship. This is what I know. And I know that this outpicturing of magnificence, of joy, radiates everywhere in the world, that our full minds manifest as solutions to our most urgent problems. And so I know this at the depth of my being. I know it deep within my soul. And so we practice this week being filled with light and love. And truly all is well. And so it is. So it is.
Listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers may they cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard. You gotta be tough. You gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool. You gotta be calm. You gotta stick together. All I know is love will save the day. Hear what your mother says. Read the books your father read. Try to solve the puzzle in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you. Others take a different view. My, oh my, hey, hey. You gotta be cool. You gotta be bad. You gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stick together. All I know is love will save the day. Time asks no questions, it goes on without you. Woo! Leaving you behind if you can't stand the pace. The world keeps on spinning. Can't stop it if you try to. The best part is danger staring you in the face. Oh. Listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. My, oh my, hey, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stick together. All I know is love will save the day. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be cool, you gotta be hard, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta stick together. All I know that love will save the day. Got to be bold, got to be bad, got to be wise. Do what others say. Got to be hard, not too hard. All I know is love will save the day. Oh yeah, it'll save the day. Shoot it, love will save the day. All I know is love will save the day. Yes, love will save the day. All I know is love will save the day.
Whoa, thank you, Margo. Woo, Margo. I have not heard that song in such a long time by Desiree. Oh my gosh, thank you. That was just fantastic. Margo and the Core, everybody. Y'all are amazing. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, beloveds. So we come to our conscious giving time, beloveds, and I invite you to just know with me that, or from me, that I am so grateful for all of your gifts, for all the tithes, all of the offerings, all that you donate financially to this incredible startup spiritual community. So thank you, thank you. It allows us to be here, it allows us to have this fantastic band and all of this equipment and everything that we do. So thank you for that. So my ask right now is that you prepare your offerings, and most of you, many of you give online, and that is great. And so what I ask you to do is just put your hand over your heart And we'll say this blessing together, and Marilee is going to move a basket around, pass it around. And I invite you to just think about your own finances right now. We're going to do a blessing for your finances, your financial life, your business, your job, whatever it is. And as the basket comes around, if you will either put something in it or put your hand over it to bless the finances of the community, okay? So Marilee, you can start with the basket, and here's the blessing we'll say. Oh, divine love through me
Divine love through me
blesses and multiplies
blesses and multiplies
all that I am,
all that I am,
all that I have,
all that I have,
all that I give,
all that I give,
all that I receive,
all that I receive,
all that I circulate.
all that I circulate.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God.
And I speak a special word of blessing right now for each one, for the households, the businesses, the lives, the bank accounts, the brokerage accounts, the abundance for each one, knowing it is multiplied. It is multiplied and overflowing. Multiplied and overflowing. This is the truth that I know. And so it is. And so it is. And we'll sing our offering song.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
Joy.
Joy is my source.
My source.
Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Joy gives me everything I need.
One more.
Joy gives me everything I need.
Thank you. All right. So, who's here for the very first time? I'd love to welcome our first-time visitors. Yay! Welcome. I was trying not to make too much eye contact and put you on the spot. Welcome, welcome. And would you tell us do you mind telling us who you are and how you got here?
I am Casey Dennis. I'm Marilee's mom.
Casey, it is such a joy to welcome you to this community. Yes, welcome, welcome. And where are you from?
Arizona.
Yes, I moved here from Phoenix a few years ago. So you're in Tucson?
Beyond Tucson.
Okay. So are you freezing?
Oh, I've got a coat.
Okay, I see your down coat on your chair. Yes, yes. So it's so funny when I first moved here, and it like over the summer, it was like 90 something, and people were like, "Oh my God, it's so hot." I'm like, I am freezing, and you don't know what you're talking about, right? You don't know hot until you spent 118, 120 for 3 months or something. Welcome, welcome. And I just have to tell you, Casey, that we love your daughter. We love Marilee. She is amazing. She runs the Sunday service. She helps out with operations, and she is integral to this center and to this community. And I personally love her and appreciate her. And we all love her and appreciate her. So you done good. All right, beloved. So we are now time for our closing song. If you would like prayer, Reverend Dr. Sherry F. McCreary will be right over there in those 2 chairs. So if you like prayer, there's a sign-up sheet in the back. Marilee has it, and it's on the back table. So just sign up for prayer if that's what you'd like. And Reverend Sherry will sit with you and do prayer. It's not a whole counseling session, but she will actually do prayer with you. And so we'll do our closing song and benediction. And I might take some time off from the Walk with the Rev, so just look at the website to see what's going on, because I might need to take a little break. In rest, yes. Yes, I might need to take a little break and rest. from Walk with the Rev and meditation. But just look at the website, or I'll send an email out to let you know if that changes, okay? All right, so we're going to do I Release, our benediction, then we're out of here. Let's go. Everybody stand up. I release and let go.
2, 3, 4. I
Release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
All right, repeat after me. My mind is anchored in divine peace.
My mind is anchored in divine peace.
So I release the habit energy of struggle.
So I release the habit energy.
I rest in the infinite.
I rest in the infinite.
The infinite works through me.
The infinite works through me.
Stillness is my superpower.
Stillness is my superpower.
Rest is my wisdom.
Rest is my wisdom.
And so it is. Have a great week, everybody. And board, we have a little meeting.